Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I wanted to talk to you guys about how the empath fools themselves into a romance scam. The empath fools themselves into a romance scam. You know, how many times when you watch television you acknowledge that you're telling lies to your vision. You acknowledge that you're listening to stuff you shouldn't listen to. You're watching things you shouldn't be watching. Things that are downloading in your mind even when you're sleeping and you're not even trying to think about these things, but you know it was because you were watching that one thing that night, or someone, or the narcissist, said certain things to you, and then you go to sleep reprogramming your brain to believe that you are what they think of you and that you deserve whatever it is that they have to offer. So the narcissist looks at you like a walking computer, like they can just input any data into you and you're just going to do whatever you want them to do because that's your purpose. They feel like that's your purpose because you're believing the fantasy. And the fantasy is that you've fooled yourself into a romance scam. How have you fooled yourself into a romance scam? Most people, right? If you go out into the world, are you going to just trust someone right away? Are you just going to give all of your belongings to someone and you don't even know, what kind of person they are? You haven't got to know them. The narcissist looks at it that way when they are love bombing you and they realize that you don't really know what it is to court someone, to date someone. They know that you don't know what dating is. And, a lot of us have a superficial way of thinking of what dating is. You'll watch TV and you'll watch people going on dates and stuff like that. And you're thinking to yourself, like, let's skip the dating. Who cares about the dinner? Who cares about the walk on the beach? I like you, you like me, we have a past and we can trust each other because we both have the same past. You basically move on really, really fast into the relationship to the point where the narcissist almost feels like they don't really have to do much. They feel like they did the minimum, so if you're someone who's never been, never dated, never been courted, and they've done something that in their eyes is the minimum, they're looking at you like, dang, this person doesn't really expect anything. And, this person's easy to manipulate. And I'm going to con this person because, they have no limits. They have no boundaries. It's like they're living in a movie, they're watching TV and they're thinking that life is supposed to go one way. And they don't even realize that they've just met the frog. I'm not Prince Charming. Why do they when you look at the narcissist, what's so crazy is that you look at them like they're your Prince Charming. Like, this is what I've been waiting on, this is what I've been waiting on literally my whole life. I've been waiting to kiss and touch and laugh and bond. I've been waiting for this my whole life. I've been waiting for this. I've been yearning for this. I would think to myself, when is the next time I'm going to feel butterflies in my stomach, So a lot of times you'll be thinking of love instead of thinking of the fact that we're surrounded by these zombies. We're surrounded by these narcissistic people, and narcissistic people are always thinking of evil things to do, meaning that this is a full-time job for them. And every narcissist con artist is different in their own way, but they're the same. They're conning, they're fooling you based off of your own knowledge. The narcissist is the type of person that they can know that you're an elderly. They can know that you're a single mother. They can know that you're autistic. They can know that you have ADHD. They can know all these things about you and still come into your life because you have something to offer them. You have a home, you have supply, you have food, you have things in order for them to survive. You're giving and you're fueling this person with compliments. You're telling them that, they're handsome, they're this, that. The narcissist even sometimes they try to train you to say certain things to them. So they might tell you, you never give me compliments. When I go get a haircut, you never give me compliments. So they almost train you to give them compliments, and you start thinking that all of this is normal. You're like boy meets girl, girl meets boy. We like each other, we're attracted to each other, and get married, baby in the carriage, live happily ever after. When you meet narcissists, you're looking at dating from another spectrum. You're looking at dating like, anyone who is willing to be around me and tolerate me and put up with me, they must have a connection with me, because no one else is going to stick around, and it doesn't matter the amount of money. You're just not going to stick around someone that you don't like. But narcissists are the type of person that they could be attracted to the opposite sex and they'll still be around you, pretending with you. So we live in a world where you shouldn't just trust people right away because they tell you a sob story or they tell you certain things. But yet, when you meet these type of people, you live in a world where you're like, those are my friends, I'm not going to do what they're doing, but they're still my friends. We're not the same. We're different, but that's still my friend. Just because they're doing it doesn't mean I'm not doing it. You live in a world where you don't think that certain things can go wrong based off of small details. And it's not until after you deal with these type of people that you look back and you rewatch everything and you're like, wow, all that movie I was in with this narcissist, I'm replaying it now. I'm paying attention to the detail and I'm realizing that I shouldn't even have been in this movie with this person. That I'm realizing now that I'm watching this movie that I was oversharing, I was overgiving, I was, I wasn't taking the hints that were given to me. The empath fools themselves into a romance scam because you're wondering, why is this person around me? Sometimes you don't even have to say anything. You can literally be sitting in the car, not saying a thing with the narcissist, and, both of you are on your phones, or you're, out to dinner and, you're sharing food and you're thinking, oh, this is what a relationship is supposed to be. And you're not thinking this person's getting a free meal or at least half of it. They wanted to come here either way, You're not thinking that they're only using outings to make themselves look more attractive to others, like they have a life, they have things going on. You're not thinking of things in that sense. You're thinking boy meets girl, boy and girl are happy, and live happily ever after. Nothing should stop us. You're not thinking, how did I meet this person? Where are we going from here on out, 5 years from now? What are our goals? What are our common goals? Do we respect each other? Do we respect each other's families? You don't get into a real courtship with them. This is why it's called the love bomb, because you think it's a real courtship and then it goes so quickly that you think that that's how things are supposed to be. You're not realizing that there's people that are out here in this world who are like you, who think like you, who would appreciate you. You're not seeing that there are good people out here. So this is why a lot of empaths get into romance scams with narcissists, and then you wonder, why is it that it's a bad person with a good person with a bad person? Like, why does this happen? Why can't two bad people be together? Why can't two good people be together? That's because narcissists thrive on evil every day, meaning that they are quick to move from supply to supply, meaning that they're the ones that are attaching themselves to all the good people, right? And you're going, and every time people get into relationships, a lot of people move quickly into relationships because they feel like, hey, what's the point on waiting months, years? That's dumb. That doesn't make sense. You should date as much as you can until you find the perfect mate, right? And a lot of times it happens when you least expect it. You might tell yourself, okay, I'm done. I went out. I'm done. I'm going to stick to myself. And the narcissist will reappear in your life right before you start getting your blessings. They can't scam you into a romance scam that easily unless you allow it, right? Because that's all it's about is, are you going to let that vampire inside your home? Are you going to let them step through the door? Because once you do, these are very hard, these spirits are very hard to get rid of. So since the narcissist, basically makes you trick yourself into a romance, you literally trick yourself into a romance scam. All the narcissist is doing is sticking by your side next to you like a leech. You're wondering, why won't this person leave me alone? We almost killed each other. We got into a fight. Why won't this person leave me alone? It's a romance scam. Love is not easy to find like that. And you have to, and in order for you to find love, you actually have to be at a certain frequency. Meaning that you have to be at a certain frequency, and the person that you see yourself with has to be at a certain frequency, right? You cannot achieve that frequency when you're being conned and scammed by these type of people, because they naturally bring your frequency down just by being around them. And once they leave, a lot of times they've done so much that they've put you down. You have to literally build your frequency again. So what the narcissist will do, especially in the times that we're living, is that because they know that people cannot fall into the romance scam so easily, they're going to be the ones to be givers, so their whole thing is they're going to be the givers. The roles, they're not going to wait for you to feel them. They're going to make that investment, and they're going to keep up with that investment for a while. They're going to fool you longer. They're going to put that mask longer. Part of that romance scam with these type of narcissists is that they know that most people aren't vulnerable, and they know that even if you are, they know that you're going to wake up to what's going on very, very quickly, and this is why the narcissist will literally latch on to people that are, and I'm telling you, a lot of times you're thinking the narcissist moved on to the new supply and they're happy and this and that. The narcissist is dealing with people who are slow. They're dealing with people who are at a very low, vulnerable level. They're dealing with people that have, trauma and even though you're traumatized yourself, you're looking at certain people and you're like, okay, at least, I didn't go through that. It could be worse. You're thankful, right? You're thankful. When you are falling for the deception and you're fooling yourself, really, you're fooling yourself into this romance scam because your hopes are high. The narcissist will sit there in moments of that they should have compassion, and they won't have any, even if you've been through the same identical things. And that's because they have been with supply that has been in worse situations. They have been they have been with supply that have been left at the bottom of the bottom. So to them, it's like, you're not going through anything, and that's where that lack of empathy comes from. And that's how you know you're dealing with someone that's a leech. You're dealing with a weasel. When the narcissist scams you, they know it was a romance scam. So to them, it's like, even if the next supply is not a good supply is better than nothing. That's how they're looking at it. And 90%, 95, 99.9% of the time, when the narcissist is doing a romance scam on someone, it's going to be someone that really doesn't understand what's going on at all. They're like living in this, world of movies and fairy tale. They're not even in their body, So when you're thinking about the narcissist being happy and after they've conned you into this scam, for months or years or marriage or children, and you thought that they were really going to change. You couldn't even believe people like this exist. And then you start to see, oh, wow, there's actual men out there who are family men. They want a family. They're getting played by Jezebel spirits to sign birth certificates. They're being fooled. They're being fooled because they know that person got raised differently from them. They never got to see people do such diabolical stuff, and that they're going to be able to get one over on them because, they don't have that type of knowledge. But after dealing with that type of person, do you think that person will ever be bamboozled again? You can try to play the slowest person in this world. Right? The next time they come across that type of person with that same frequency, they will not like that person. And this person could be someone that can't even express themselves to you. So the narcissist, you guys, they deliberately go after people that do not understand what evil is. They don't understand the depths of evil. And because of this, you will con your own self into a romance scam, because you're thinking, oh, this person, they won't leave me alone. They sleep with me all the time. Oh, they hold me at night. We eat together. You're thinking all of these things because you're thinking of what a relationship is supposed to look like from a movie point of view, not from a spiritual sense, meaning that even when that person's away from you, that person has your back, that that person's loyal to you. That you can achieve your dreams without that person trying to destroy you. Another reason, you fool yourself, as an empath into relationships with these type of people is because it's new to you. The narcissist likes new things, and that's with any human being. We like new things. We like having new things. It's like having an iPhone and upgrading your iPhone. The empath, is very vulnerable and shows their vulnerability, shows their love, because everything is happening for the first time in a real way. Everything is happening in a real way, and the more conscious you become, the more in love with that feeling you're becoming, experiencing new things. But when you come across narcissists who, they messed up their situations in the past, and now they're bringing you in that circle, and now you're fooling yourself to think this is normal. You're fooling yourself to think that this is the way things should be, or that you could trust this person because they've been in more experienced relationships. But in actuality, everything that you're doing with the narcissist, they've done it already. They've done it before, and they'll tell you, I've done it already. I'm never going to give you what you want because their time is up. So you fool yourselves, even though they've told you they've already done this, they already have children, even though you hear these things, you don't understand that you're going through these things, these stages for the first time, and you're doing it with the wrong person, someone that you weren't even supposed to come across. So now you force yourself to believe that what you have to offer the world has to be given to this specific person just because you're willing, you're ready to give it away now. You're ready for the next chapter. Only that it's the wrong person. The other part of a romance scam is that the narcissist shares something with you, and that's that they don't want to be alone. They're afraid to be alone because, you know, the narcissist is someone that loses relationships and trust of others. And because of this, you know, they can feel almost invisible in this world. And when the narcissist pulls you away from the people you love the most, you can feel invisible yourself. And because of your own drive of not being alone, the narcissist preys on that. So that's part of the romance scam, is that these people these people go after people who are lonely, people who are afraid to be alone. And they can sense this right away. They can sense this when you're calling them and you're bothering them, knowing that they've already showed you who they are, but you feel like, hey, they've harassed me, I can do it back to them, not seeing things clear, that you wouldn't have to go through this if it was real. Meaning that this is not a real person. This is a person putting on a mask for you whenever it benefits them, and denying it over and over again. So the empath, you guys, tricks themselves into relationships with these type of people. You might, tell yourself, oh, I know they're a lot older than me. That has nothing to do with it. So you will trick yourself into these relationships. You'll make it about money. You'll make it about certain things. And then when this person is trying to destroy your life, you're going to look back and you're going to think to yourself, material things and what I thought this person could offer me, and all the things the riches and everything they made, everything they spoke into me wasn't worth what they did to me to destroy me. So I hope that this message was helpful when you're in a relationship, and pay attention how did you meet this person? How do they treat you? Are you giving more than what you're getting? Are they someone about their word? Are they helpful not just to you because they're trying to impress you? Are they helpful to other people? Are they helpful to other people only because you're watching and it's part of the love spell is to make you believe that they're a good person. This person might start bringing you around people right away during the love bombing. And then later on, you don't see them around those people and they don't bring you around those people anymore. So, I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace. If you guys want to book with me, give me 24 hours to respond to you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.